I think clinical genomics and terminologies in SNOMED are absolutely essential to moving our field forward, to making the data connections between the clinical, the research, and personalized medicine. I'm an associate professor at the University of Maryland School of Medicine. I'm also at the Institute for Genome Sciences. And in those two worlds, connecting the rich data of sequences with the clinical context, with even the host and sample context. Bringing this all together, we are able to ask all sorts of questions. If we just had the sequence, we couldn't do the same kind of questions. We wouldn't know the variety of conditions people have with certain genetic variants. And I think SNOMED is crucial in this process. If we don't have SNOMED, we can't link that data in the electronic health records with the research data and ask the more enriched questions. Do patients across 3 or 4 states or 2 or 3 countries have a certain variant, and do they have certain comorbidities? SNOMED is critical to that. I was really excited to be invited to this. I develop biomedical ontologies and data standards for genomic sequences. When we do this work, we're again trying to link data, but we've always been missing that clinical aspect of it, and working with SNOMED, I think we'll get there.
I think it's critically important in order to realize the potential of genomic medicine, personalized medicine, that we work much more closely with clinical terminology and genomic terminology. In the history of genomic research, as it's been done in isolation from clinical genetics, different scale, different purpose. And that's taken us through the first 100,000 genomes to date in the last 20 or so years. Moving forward in the next few years, we're going to see tens of millions of genomes, and most of those genomes will have been generated, commissioned in a clinical setting. And therefore, the absolute key to unlocking the code of the genomics is having a language that can interpret it, that can describe it, and can link clinical conditions to genomic data. And for that, we need clinical terminology. We need it to be standardized. We need it to be international. And that's why I'm so pleased to be here today, to be working with SNOMED. Everything the Global Alliance does is trying to create benefit for the entire world in the application of genomic medicine. And I think we can only do that in combination with partners like SNOMED.
I think about the world I see out there, which is amazing by its variation. And so I see all kinds of people, and then in my clinical work, I see all kinds of different diseases. And linking those diseases to the people that I see needs standardized thinking and standardized working. And that's where I see the great richness of SNOMED CT, improving patient care, allowing me to do analytics on the kind of chemistry that people have in their DNA, finding the variation that makes them look different as well as getting different diseases, and then giving me ways of finding new treatments for the conditions that they suffer from.